Right, I'm just going to show you a quick example on the sheets and how to work them in the best way, because some members get a bit confused, others know exactly what to do with them, some use them in their own way, and some other people are not quite sure. One thing I want to point out is these, just because it says chance of a win on this one, and above obviously we've got the draw, so just remember to scan down, you'll see rest. It's not a guarantee. I can't guarantee them. If I could guarantee all these I'd win, I'd be a millionaire, multi-millionaire, and I won't need to do this. I'd have retired. But no, they're just to give you an idea, and you have to work on them yourself. But one thing you can do is, if we look at this Coventry game first against West Brom, these are all stats are based on last 10 games. Algorithm works it out to a percentage. So it's got a 33% chance of Coventry winning and nearly 17% chance of West Brom. If you look at the last games they played, from you start at this side and work along, same here, you work at this side and along. Coventry playing at home, drawn, one, and then three draws. So they haven't done too well, to be honest. And not much different with West Brom. So if you look at the 33% chance first, where it's gainers, if we've gone to an odds converter, and we put 33 in, what we odds are 3. So if we work across onto, go across onto Betfair and have a look. They've got Coventry odds of 2.36. Well, we're estimating it at 3. So there's not as much value on odds. So what you could do with this one, if you were going to have a bet on Coventry, then you could wait to see if the game plays slow and it's still 0-0 at half time or whatever, and Coventry's odds go up to 3 or above, then you're in value. If you're worried about missing a goal from Coventry and you want to back Coventry, what you could do is you could, let's say you're having £10, you could back half and half, 50-50. So you could do £5. So if you're having 10, you could do £5 as game starts, and then you could wait. And if there's no goals and game's slow and Coventry's odds go up a little bit, you could come in with your other £5, and then you've grabbed a little bit more kind of profit on that, and not be much because it's obviously divided by 2, it's all added up together, but you get a bit more out of it. That's the main thing. Let's see if we can do it as an example. So let's say you had £5. Let's say you had £10. Sorry. Let's see what you get. So if you had £10 now, you'd be looking at about £13.60 altogether. I don't think it let us do 2, so you'd have £6.80 if you did 5. And then £10 if you got it at 3. So you'd have £16.80 altogether if you did it that way. So if you did it half and half, you'd have about £16.80. Whereas if you did it straight off now, you'd have £13.60. So you're about £3.20 extra if you did it that way. And if you didn't manage to get another one in, and you start with that £5 and you go on to win, then you still got 680 anyway. You haven't lost out. So you can do it that way if you wanted, or you could even come even better. You could even come in like quarters. You could do £2.50, then £2.50, then again £2.50, and then again until you get to your £10. That's where you get value. So yeah, like I say, if you split it and you did it in 2 halves and you manage to get those in and they do go on to win, you're going to be another £3.20 up from what you originally were. So that's one thing you can do. So you know where your value, where your odds are. So the where are we? So the sheet gives you an idea whether they're in value. It's not telling you whether they're going to win or lose or draw or whatever. It's just telling you that this is the value. Go on an odds checker. If you can't work it out, you see its odds are around about 3, so we know we've got value. So that's one thing you can do with that. So on the correct score, if we move to that, this gives you an idea what we're doing. So we're working it on it last 10 games, home versus away, and it gives you in percentages again. We're working on under like 3.5 goals, and we're kind of like favouriting the home team. You don't have to, but it's what I usually like to do. So if you're favouriting home team, then you're having these kind of score lines, depending on what you think. But we'll go down and have a look at Coventry again. Use Coventry as an example. Just put it there so we can see it. So 83% chance of it being under 3.5 goals. So it was 83.33, which is odds of 1.2, what we're saying. So if we go to under 3.5, they're getting odds of 1.3. So this is value. We're saying odds should be around about 1.2, they're getting 1.3. So you got value on that. So you could actually back under 3.5 goals and see how it goes. You know what I mean? You could wait for that one. Or what you could do is, if you miss out on backing this, if you know what I mean, if you're doing anything where you're waiting for it to get to 3 and you haven't had anything on it, and you get a goal in, instead of thinking, I could have had that, I could have backed it, why did Mick tell me to do this? Don't matter. Don't matter, because what you can go do is you can come across here, the unders that have gone out at a good price, so you could come in on that, you could back under. And if there is a chance of it being under 3.5 goals, you're going to come out with some decent profit on it. Now the thing is with that is anything over like odds of 2 on this, your overall your overall profit over so many games, say like 100 games, you would be in profit with the chances, the percentages, and how it works. So yeah, that's what you can do with that side of the correct score. But if we're using the correct score, we'll move across onto here. Firstly, we're favouritising. I mean, West Brom has been pretty good, to be honest, against Coventry. But if we are going to favour Coventry, then due to the correct score sheet, what we've got, it's saying it's going to be under 3.5. Its favourite is Coventry, and we've got an idea of a scoreline. He's looks close to a draw as well, to be honest. But what we could do is, I'll show you what to do. I'd cover that. I'd cover 0-1. I would cover 1-0. And let's have a look at. I'm just wondering whether let's go for 2-1. Under 3.5. We'll have a look at 2-0. And let's see if we can squeeze 1-1 in. So, right, what we'll do now is let's see if it'll take £50 in first. And then we'll see what we can do from there. Yeah. Right, so what we'll do first is we'll take the 0-0 down, trying to get a scratch on that. Scratch trade on it. We're going to be about 450. Yeah, lovely. Right, so we took his liability down a little bit and we've covered ourselves if it's 0-0. It'd be a scratch trade. 0-1, we'll try and take that down because we obviously going for Coventry to win it. So we'll take that down. 5, 4. Right, that takes us down. Scratch trade. It's took that one back up again. That's fine. What else did we have? We have 0-2. We'd hopefully be out before any of those score lines. 1-0. We'll leave that for now. 1-1. It could well be, but we'll take it down a little bit. Try and create some kind of scratch trade. See what we can get here. 5. What was that one? 1-2. We're hopefully going to be out anyway before that. 2-0. Probably leave. 2-1. Again, might take that down a little bit. Get to 5. And now what we'll do, because they've pushed there's some more money on this, we'll take this down again. You just play around with it, to be honest. 4, 3.5, £3.50. Nil 1. See if we can get that around about the same. Oh, that's nice. So we might be able to add to 3 now. No. Right, so what we've done at the moment is we've covered ourselves on 0-0 and 0-1. On those. We're not covered on 0-2. So if there was to score, this would be obsolete. This one would be out, but this one should come in. So what I think I'll do is the 1-0. Let's try and move some more about 14. I'll do. So it took his liability down on that. So if they did score, that'd be obsolete, but that'd come in. So we'd have something on that, hopefully, but wouldn't have out 1-2. 2-0. Let's take it down to 6. We'll get on that. 5. 38, that's good. 2-1, we'll leave it at that. So what we've got now, 0-0, we'll take that down again because we're not bothered about the 0-0. We don't want that one there. We're trying to get as much extra as we can. Right, so we're all right on 0-0. We could, if it finished at 0-1, but if it did go to 0-1, we'd probably try to get out if we could, because we're hoping that may come in a little bit. That'll be obsolete, but this may come in a bit. So hopefully it might leave us a scratch trade to get out, because it hasn't gone the way we planned. If it goes to 1-0, we'll be laughing because we've got that covered. We've got 2-0 and we've got 2-1 covered. So what we're doing at the moment here is we're trying to get more out of the Coventry winning. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so covering. So I mean, you can mess about with these if you want. We've just what we're doing is what you call skewed them a little bit. We haven't touched them. We've skewed them these because we've moved us money about. We're safe on 0-0. We're kind of safe on 0-1, but we'd have to get out or try and get out. Like I said, if it went to 0-1, we've still got 1-1. We've still got 2-1 covered. So depending on liquidity, it might give us a chance to get out. If it goes to 1-0, we're staying because we're still covered on these scorelines, so we're good. Well, even 2-0. So hopefully that gives you some idea how to play around with those scorelines. So I'll leave it at this for now and get some bits done.